What's up, guys? How's it going? Hope you're all doing well. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe. And in today's video, I want to talk about a heavyweight boxing as it is fight week for Deontay Wilder versus Derek Chisora. In what, in my opinion, should be a pretty entertaining fight. Obviously, from a technical standpoint, neither guy is, a fundamentally sound guy. However, both guys are pretty entertaining fighters. Deontay Wilder, got big power in that right hand, and power being the last thing to go should still be an entertaining fight, as he has got a puncher's chance. Now Derek Chisora also always an entertaining fighter. He's an all-out pressure fighter. He's got that Joe Frazier head movement, decent foot speed in my opinion, even at this age. I mean, he has overall lost a bit of energy, as would be the case with a guy that's been in so many wars over the years, and father time is catching up with him. So this is supposed to be his last fight. It's both guys' 50th fights. So, it could end up being Wilder's last fight as well if Derek Chisora ends up steamrolling him, which I think might happen in this fight. As in my opinion, I don't think this is a great stylistic matchup for Deontay Wilder. I know he thinks maybe, it is, as he thinks he might be able to hit Chisora with that straight right hand, as Chisora, a much shorter guy that's going to come towards you. However, in my opinion, Derek Chisora pretty decent defensively, still got decent head movement, at least for the first 4 or 5 rounds. But in that first 4 or 5 rounds, he's really going to put it on you. So he's going to bring the heat to Deontay Wilder. As Chisora is a fast starter, very aggressive. And in my opinion, he, like I said, defensively, I think he's decent against a straight right hand, as all the times we've really seen him get hurt or even knocked out, it hasn't been by a straight right hand. When you look at David Hay or Dillian White or Joseph Parker, they were hitting him, and hurting him with sort of left hooks or uppercuts. Even the David Price fight, he hurt Chisora with a right uppercut in that fight. Deontay Wilder, in my opinion, hasn't really got a great... He has a little bit of a right uppercut, but in my opinion, yeah, it's not like, those guys that I mentioned. Same with the left hook. He's got a bit of a slapping left hook. So in my opinion, Deontay Wilder is mostly just a straight right hand. That left hand of his is quite underdeveloped, has a bit of a jab, but without the footwork, I don't think he's going to be able to keep Chisora off with his jab. His jab is mostly sort of a placeholder to keep you on the outside and then rip you with that hard, straight, precise right hand. But in my opinion, he hasn't got the footwork to be able to keep Chisora on the outside, for that straight right hand. So Chisora, he's going to come in low. He's going to use that double jab, and he's going to come forwards. Like I said, he's got decent head movement, decent foot speed, still at this age, even for the first 4 or 5 rounds. So I think he's going to come in, he's going to get low, he's going to use that double jab to close the distance, and then, look to go to the body with both hands once he's inside, as well as throwing those looping overhand shots, which in my opinion should be quite effective against Deontay Wilder, who hasn't got an inside game, and he tends to just stand, upright when a guy gets inside on him, which in my opinion is going to be a recipe for disaster for him in this fight. Standing upright like that against a guy like Chisora, that in my opinion is very heavy-handed with both hands, and throwing those overhand hooks and looping shots on a guy that's standing upright like that, I think, defensively, it's going to be a problem for Wilder, who, like I said, doesn't know how to get low on the inside, doesn't really know how to tie up guys on the inside either. As we saw in the Areola fight, he didn't really have a clue how to sort of tie up Areola. So he ended up sort of just clowning while Areola was going to his body. So Derek Chisora, in my opinion, also a very physical guy on the inside, very hard to tie up, very rough, quite dirty on the inside as well. So stylistically, like I say, I don't think this is a good matchup for Deontay Wilder. Now, both guys have got heart, and like I said, both guys have power. So I do give Wilder a chance in this fight. I'm not completely writing him off because, like I said, power is the last thing to go. So if he lands a perfect straight right hand, obviously he could win the fight. But in my opinion, stylistically, this is not a good matchup for him. And I think it is a pretty good matchup for a guy like Derek Chisora. So I think it's going to be an entertaining fight because, like I say, Chisora, in my opinion, is going to come out guns blazing. And like I say, both guys gas out, especially at this point in their career. Both guys gas after about 4 or 5 rounds, possibly even shorter. But in my opinion, and both guys have heart as well. So even once both guys gas, you know, it should still be an entertaining fight. But obviously, I think Derek Chisora is a much more crafty of the two and the much more experienced, and knows how to sort of keep his shape a bit better than Wilder once he gets fatigued like that. As you know, he's more used to being in these physical fights. That's his style, is to make it a dog fight, to make the fight physical. With Deontay Wilder, he doesn't do well in those types of fights. He has got heart, but in my opinion, he doesn't do well once a fight gets physical. And I think this fight's going to get very physical early, and I do see a thing where both guys will be gassed after about 4 or 5 rounds, just fighting on heart and instinct. In my opinion, Chisora, has got, more instincts being in these types of fights, and I think he's also just with that sheer physicality, he'll be able to ragdoll and bulldog Deontay Wilder around a little bit. And I think he'll probably be able to stop him around the midway point of this fight. I reckon about the 6th, 7th round. I think Chisora can probably get a stoppage in this fight. That's sort of how I see the fight going. I think Derek Chisora will stop Deontay Wilder in this fight. I've always thought stylistically Chisora was a nightmare for Deontay Wilder, but that's just my opinion on the fight, guys. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section below. Thanks for listening. Talk to you guys again soon. Cheers.